you're a rational thinker and a creative thinker too. When, during the times that you need to be, you can switch from this brain to this brain, or you can function and process things like this and then function and process things like that.
Right.
Creatives, we have a way of, you and me, but like in the beginning, we have a way of thinking a certain way.
Yeah.
The problem that most creatives that I've come across that are coming up is structure. The structure that they have, or the mindset that they have, is like, I can do it on my own. I'm young. I have that energy. But if you don't have to, then why go through it? To leave a job, let's say you're making 60, going to 30, it only makes $10,000 more than that, 40, and then you're losing 20,000. They're a lot happier, let's say, in that environment than they are in, let's say, 60,000 but a toxic environment. But would you advise that they just take a pay cut and then do something that they're interested in, or be in an industry that they want to be in? Let's say if it's, I do advertising, but I want to work for a production company. Not in advertising, but I want to be in
Okay, so first off, there's two things. First off, nobody does anything by themselves. Okay. No, let me rephrase that. No successful person has ever done anything by themselves. Ever. You look at all the huge companies, all large companies, it was all partnerships. It was all working together to accumulate and to achieve that. Okay, so nobody's ever done anything great and big and massive by themselves. That's number one. Number two, when you're saying as far as the environment and all, that's cosmetic stuff. Okay, created in your head. Oh, I'm not happy here. This is depressing. And then you're gonna go and you're gonna take a pay cut. The whole purpose of starting a business is to make money, not to make you happy. The purpose of the business is to make you money. Business is money. You want to be happy, go do meditation. Go, get into yoga and stuff like that, and take therapeutic classes and stuff if you want to be happy. But in business, the idea is you're either going to sell a service or product and you're going to make money. That's the whole that's why people get into business. There was a saying, and I heard this, I forgot where, but the guy was I think it was actually on Shark Tank, and I believe it was Mark Cuban. He said to one of the people that were pitching, he told him, he said, listen, you need to follow the green, not the dream. You need to follow the green. Wherever the money is, that's where you need to follow it. If you're making $60,000 a year here, don't take a pay cut if you know you're going to be stuck there. For that, you work the $60,000 a year and you put the $20,000 aside. Why are you going to take a pay cut and have to struggle to make that extra $20,000? Just act like you don't have the $20,000. So work the $60,000 a year job, taking a pay cut of $20,000. So now you're living at $40,000 just like you would with the new business you have. Okay? Except you're investing it into the company. So then when someone like me or someone from my company approaches and says, hey, we want to help you get more exposure. We want to help you build a sales team. We want to help you get more out there, get people familiar with what it is you're doing, get your face everywhere. You're not coming and back with, I don't have the money for that. I can't afford that. That's too expensive. Let me write you a check right now. Here you go. Because you're content and you're secure because you know you're working at the job that's paying your bills. And that's the smart way of doing it. The backwards way is, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a cut. I'm going to go into something and struggle and not be able to do it. Especially if you don't have the skill behind it. There's a lot of people, they start business, they don't know how to sell. So you're now depending on having to hire somebody who does know how to sell.
Because you don't have time.
You don't have time and you don't have the skill.
Because
I didn't have to worry about that. I know how to sell. Well, I didn't have to worry about that. I can go and I could close the deal tomorrow and have money in my pocket. Let's say I decide, which is something that I've been putting into application, which is making a bunch of money and going broke, putting it for investing. But I can do that because I know how to sell. I know that it's going to, number one, motivate me, and number two, it's going to put me in a position where I know that, shoot, I close the deal tomorrow, I have money in my pocket again. It's no big deal. But for other people, they can't do that. For some people, they don't have the personality to sell. Not that they can't be taught. Okay, everybody has the capability to be able to sell something. It's just they don't have the information, or they don't know how to go about doing it. So they need a company like or someone like me to teach them. Okay, but everybody has the capability and everybody has the ability to be able to sell. It's just a matter of what they have at that then moment that they start the business. So if you start the business and you're selling, I don't know, you're selling wristbands or watches, okay, and you can't sell, now you're going to have to, in order to fund the business, in order to see the business flourish, you have to hire people to sell. Now, what happens when you don't have the money to pay them? Or you don't have the structure to pay them?
That's where I'm at now as I continue to grow. And I'm just like, I want to have a thorough, qualified team of creatives that I work with. Now, they don't work for me. I'm more of a collaboration. You work with me. I want to see you grow as much as you want to be rewarded and compensated. You want to see me grow too. But sometimes you have to deliver on a platter. And they have this misconception. I'm like, hey, I have the talent. I can do the video, I can do the photos, but it's like, yeah, but I have to go meet the people. I have to do the customer service. And I'm also trying to limit the cost so the business grows. Analyzing my perspective, I'll give you an example. So there's an event, they wanted video services, but then I got booked for another event. I can't be in two places at one. Therefore, I need a team. The team member, I'm like, hey, you can take the gig, but just take care of the client. I'll do the editing, just capture that environment. I know that you're getting paid more. I want your skills to shine. I want you to do the best you can, so it's easier for me. They come back, I get the files, and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, damn. I'm working 2 to 3 times as hard to finish this.
Are you vetting them properly? Are you vetting the people that you bring on right? Not to mention, you need to get out there more, because the more customers you have, the more ability you have to be able to pick and choose who you do business with, who you work with. That's a common problem. A lot of times people have to rely on the customers they have, so the customers tend to take advantage. Why? Because they know you need them. Just like the saying, give an inch, they take a foot. So, and that's just, doesn't mean that people are a bad person or that person is necessarily a bad person. It just means that they get comfortable. They get comfortable in taking more because they know at the end of the day, they have a sense of seniority. Why? Because you need them. Now, what happens if you have 20 customers like that? They're at your mercy. Otherwise, they get cut. Now you can pick and choose. Okay, you know what? This is going to be worth my time. This isn't. But that all goes with more people knowing about you, more people knowing who you are, what you do, what you can offer, what separates you from everybody else. It's all about exposure. It's all about getting out there. There's 7 billion people in this world. You have people that have 1 million followers. Whoop-de-doo. 7 billion people.
When you say vetting, could you go more into depth on that? What questions would you ask yourself about the potential client? Like, what are some good things to think about? Is just like how much they're generating, the location where they are in. Like, not going too much into, people go to you for
have
the
to look, no. You have to look at, what I mean by vetting is you have to look at people that fit the important, look, nobody's going to be perfect. Nobody's going to be like you. But you have to take what is important to you and the qualities that are important to you and look for people that fit those qualities and look for people that fit those categories. That's it. It's that simple. You make a list Is this person ambitious? Is this person outgoing? Okay, perfect. Check. Is this person this? X. Is this person this? Check. Is this person this? X. And then you just weigh it out. If they have more X's than checks, you know what to do. If they have more checks than X's, you know what to do.
So create a list about things that you would do, and then break it down and see those aspects in someone else.
Create a list.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
What's important
so I'm just
to
saying.
you.
So like, if I wanted files to be turned in a lot quicker, and I wanted, the job to be captured the right way,
yes.
I shouldn't be like, oh, they're not going to do it to the level of like my passion. They're just like, they know and understand the gig, and they can do it to the best of their abilities. Because obviously I don't have that time to invest in physically being in that space.
Well, first off, nobody's going to have the passion as you because it's your company, just like anybody else. I approach a lot of business owners who are like, my guys aren't motivated like me. I said, well, of course not, because it's not their business. All they're looking for is a job that they're going to make money. They're going to have income. Okay. And they can feed their families. If your business closes down, they go to another company. It's plain and simple. Nobody's going to be as passionate as about it as you are, because it's yours. Makes sense.
Amazing. It's nice to hear it again. It's nice to, and that's why we do this podcast. That's why we try to like capture this wisdom and then try to like release it. Because it's really important, because a lot of creatives that don't have the business structure, they suffer and they struggle, just like me. Just like, I'm not saying like I'm the grandiose of everybody. And then you have other individuals, that creatives that do understand the business, and they're just like, nah, I don't want to tell you what I do, because it's like, it's my secret sauce.
If you don't know their secret sauce, then see, that's what blows me away too.
No, but I don't think the creativity is their secret sauce. I think the business aspect is the no. But I'm saying no. But like, if there is a creative coming to you, and it's like, I help out my boy Phil, you know what I mean? It's just, I give him advice, I give him wisdom. Why I'm not gonna tell you, because I already deal with someone who does it on another level. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't want to tell you. Go to someone else. Then there's other people that is like, there's another creative like, hey, I saw that podcast with Phil and you were talking, and it's just like, I want advice from you.
Right.
Like, or would you be able to like give me some consultation or give me some advice right now? I'm struggling right now, but like, I need someone from outside to look in, because inside I'm constantly, running the reel. There's some creatives that are just like, nah, I make a lot of money. I don't want you to make money. Or like, I don't want to tell you how much I make. Like, it's mine.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, but there's a culture. But there's a culture like that. And that's why I wanted to talk to you. Yeah. So and
they're wrong.
That's why I wanted to like.
Because it's very easy to just say, hey, you know what? If you want this information, then it's going to cost you X amount of dollars. But you don't just X it out. Why? That's never made any sense to me. And plus, if you do have something worth informing people, why keep it? Why keep it hidden? Nobody's gonna know about you. I just said there's 7 billion people in this world. You die tomorrow. God forbid something happens to somebody tomorrow. Okay.
It's real wood. It's real wood.
No. Everything that you've done is it's over. Along with your secrets, along with everything. How are people remembered? By the messages, by things they've done, by things they've said, by experience they've offered, by services they've offered, by advice they've offered. That's how things continue on.
They put in to put out.
Yeah.
And regardless,
the more people like, there's advice I'll give, and there's advice that I'll charge for. Because, I mean, if I'm getting you to the point where you're now taking my time, to help you with your business, and I know that it's going to manifest into something, or it's going to bring you X amount of dollars in return, then at that point you're paying for my time and my knowledge. but I'm not going to keep it. I'd be stupid. Whole reasoning for me even starting the company in the first place, and for me wanting to get into consulting, and for me, well, it's not something that I wanted, it's something that I got into. The whole reasoning behind it was to help people, you know, to help businesses. You have so many businesses out there that struggle. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing in one area. They don't know what they're doing in other areas, and that's normal. Not everybody knows everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. You can be well-rounded, but you can't be an expert in everything. You're an expert in one area, and you have to bring on other people to help you in the areas that you lack. And that's where my company comes in. That's when I come in. Okay, you're an expert in doing electrical work.
Yeah.
Okay, you're an electrical contractor. You're an expert doing electrical work. You might not be an expert in hiring and firing people, putting people in place to do certain jobs. Okay, you know your area, you know how to train your people, you know everything about electrical contracting, electrical engineering, you know everything, the flow of electricity, where to put in a house, where to put the circuit breaker, you know, how to connect this, how to connect that, you know, the hot wire, the cold wire, the ground, you know everything about that. Okay, you could go into an old structure of a house, you know what's what, where, what belongs where, and so forth. But as far as hiring people, getting a sales team together, training the salespeople, selling, getting yourself out there, getting your name out there, formulating a plan of action for the business. Okay, you're here this year, you want to be there 5 years from then, how you're going to get there, you know, what steps you're going to take to be able to achieve that. All of that is entailed into the business. And there's a lot of people that don't know how to do that. And that's why we come in and we help them in that area, so they can focus on what they're good at. And we come in and we help them in areas that we're experts in. So they're an expert in their area, we're experts in that. I tell people all the time, I'm an expert in sales. I'm an expert in business. You're an expert in what you do. You might be good at sales, you're not an expert, because that's not what you do for a living. You do what you do for a living. For example, you're in photography, you're doing everything you're doing with media and so forth. That's your area of expertise. So if I come to you, there's no way in hell, okay, that I can tell you, Phil, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Not when it comes to the media, because I don't know anything about, you know more about media than me. You know more about cameras than me. But I know business. I could tell you, okay, you know what? Do this and do that and do this, and it'll help you make more money. It'll help you get more exposure. It'll help you make your business more appealing when you're looking to hire somebody.
So I hope you guys love this video and the videos that I have been producing.
Let's go.
I love the people, I love the guests. If there's any feedback that you would like to give me, please let me know in the comments below.
Yes.
If you can please subscribe. If there's any way that I can improve on it, let me know. I would be glad to hear it. And I also want to know what's on your mind. This is an ongoing conversation.
Let's go.
I want to, understand you guys more. I want to provide more value, more content for you.
Yep.
So if there's anything that I can do, just please let me know. I'll gladly help out to the best of my abilities to provide you this content.
You're crushing it, bro. Let's go.